and welcome back to the Whatnauts Pilots Club, number 44. Melissa, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing pretty good. I'm all discombobulated right now. I got distracted by a Wikipedia page right before we started recording. My name is Kyle Springer. That is Melissa, like I just said. Melissa, what's your? Do you have a lucky number, a favorite number, anything like that?
No.
I don't think I do either.
I don't have any numbers that are my enemies.
You've not crossed the wrong number at some point in your life. Talk some shit online about 14.
I am a 13 baby. So when I hear about the number 13 being unlucky, I remind myself that I am a 13. I'm still here. I'm walking around. How unlucky can I be?
There you go. Well, did you know that number 44 is a Fibonacci number, preceded by 7, 13, and 24, whose sum it equals?
Incredible.
Fun fact about
Spooky.
Number 44, right? Yeah. Melissa, today we are here to talk about the television show Numbers. Often stylized with a 3 as in the
Numb3rs.
Yeah, Numb3rs.
In the year of the detective, I'm shocked it took us this long to finally get to what if detective but numbers.
Honestly, I love that detective shows have gotten kind of boiled down to that. I know we kind of facetiously have been joking about that on the show recently, right? But it's kind of fun to that's how you have to distinguish your detective show now. It's detective, but blank, right? Right. And here we are with one of the ones that I think is just kind of the most bizarre detective, but numbers. In fact, the show is entitled Numbers.
Numbers.
Yeah. Go ahead.
So there's a little bit more to the show. This is about FBI agent Don Eppes recruits his younger brother Charlie, a mathematical genius and college professor, to help solve some of Don's toughest cases. Although others at the Bureau are skeptical of Charlie's involvement, he finds support in a colleague at the university where he teaches. And they have a dad. It's like Frasier, where it's 2 adult brothers and a dad. And the dad has a pet, but they have to solve terrible crimes. And there's a lot more math and a lot less of psychology, whatever Frasier did.
Sure, yeah. And this first season came out, I guess, early 2005. So as we will discuss, I'm sure this also feels like it is like riding on the success of shows like CSI. Stylized very similarly, I think shot very similarly. We covered the CSI pilot on here a while back.
Interesting that this was a January premiere, meaning it was a mid-season replacement. CBS did not have enough faith in it to make it a September release.
Yeah. Well, isn't it kind of... when did Lost come out again? Was that 2004?
September 22nd, 2004.
Yeah. So I think it was kind of right around that time when... Well, the writer's strike would still be a year or two later, but they were like just starting to play with this idea of like a mid-season finale that like the shows would be like split. True. And you would like pilot your stuff in between there, or like you said, put shows that maybe they don't have as much faith that it will last longer than like 2 or 3 seasons. Yeah, or something,
mid-season replacements were often for TV shows that. Yeah, it was a backup in case a TV show was not successful enough to last more than a couple months, and could also fill in for maybe a reality show that had an atypical season. If you had like something like an American Idol that had a summer premiere and ran through like November, or like baseball coverage goes through the fall.
Sure.
Mid-season replacements would fill in the time slot previously used for like a baseball game.
Yeah. How much of Numbers have you seen?
None. I'd
Previously.
seen
This is your first time.
none. 0, in fact. The number I had seen of Numbers was 0% before today. I knew it was about 2 brothers, and one of them was David Krumholtz, and he did math. And it's sort of become kind of a joke of like a silly premise of, can you believe this lasted 6 seasons?
Right, yeah.
So I wanted to see, what was this thing actually? And I love David Krumholtz, and he's so dreamy in this.
I think I have seen maybe a total of 1 episode previously. But
what number was that episode about? Was that a big 44 episode?
I have no idea.
I'd love if each episode was, of their
about
118 episodes, it's about that number, like it's Sesame Street or something. The number of the episode is 44, and it's a 44 related crime.
Can you count to number 4? 1.
It's just
2,
David Krumholtz
3,
looking at the
4?
screen, asking you to count slowly with him.
Yeah. Which is
Judd
kind
Hirsch's
of what he
bird
does in this.
You know how in there's like a kid's sing along, and there's like a bouncing ball on the screen tapping on the words, so you sing along. It's counting up to the number 44, and it's Judd Hirsch's bird. It's like tapping on the number you're supposed to say along with David Krumholtz.
Oh no. Oh no. Yeah, I think I had seen a total of 1. It was something that was like, I stopped by someone's house while they had to like get ready for something and prepare. So I just turned on TV while I was waiting for them to get done with the thing, right? So I don't even remember what it was about or what was happening. But yeah, that is my experience with the show. This is not one that I ever watched. Did not know they were brothers, did not know any of that stuff. So this is all new to me, it feels like. But yeah, I kind of thought this was kind of fun, actually. No wonder it ran for 6 seasons. It's oddly charming.
Yes, it is extremely of its time. There's so much shit on screen. It is covered with graphics, plastered over with numbers and line diagrams and equations and formulas and DNA sequences. This show is mostly overlay. And that seemed like we had a number of shows of that time that were like that. I don't know if we do that so much anymore. I think there's still the classic zoom in on a piece of evidence, and maybe the evidence has like a glow to it, or it's in focus and the rest of the shot's blurry. We still get some of those that can aid in like the visual understanding of the mystery, but not to this level. I'd really love to chart the progress of the shit on screen detective show. When was the first one, and when was the last one Sherlock with all those texts?
I feel like Sherlock kind of pushed it into the mainstream in a way that was like, all right, everyone needs to like pump the brakes
we have to
on
calm
this
down.
stuff. Yeah, we have to calm down. As like good of an example as Sherlock was for that gimmick, right? It was like that show was so popular that was like, oh, you're doing the Sherlock thing. And it's like, well, no, not really. This show was doing that too, and you know, there's other shows that had it and stuff like
that. We've
also
discussed in the past how my brain was Tumblr cooked, and I have no idea how popular Sherlock was with a normal person. Like, if I walked into a random room of 20 people, how many of them remember Sherlock? Whereas I walked into a room of 10 random Tumblr users, that's 100% of them who remembered Sherlock.
That, or they had all probably reblogged some Sherlock gif within the last 24 hours.
Rebagel, if you agree.
Yeah. Yeah, I was really charmed by this. I think it's silly in its charm, because the show really does try to take itself so seriously. in the way that they are presenting the case. And of course, this may change down the road as the show continues, and they find that balance there. But man, like immediately it was like, all right, serial rape case, here we go. And yeah, it's just kind of dour. And then, yeah, there's this like dreamy guy that enters the picture, and he's just like, he's young and his skin is smooth, and he's just like, oh man, but numbers. And that, man, can we hold on and talk about the opening theme song?
Yes! This was crazy!
Which is just maybe the cheesiest thing ever. It's just some random beat that they found, it feels like.
No. You know what it is? It's the Talking Heads. It's Same As It Ever Was. Days Go By. It's that one.
Sure.
It's that song. But there's vocals over it that are like, we all use numbers every day.
Yes. Yeah. Numbers are behind everything. We use them in weather. We can use them to solve crimes and solve many problems of the earth. Right? Like
it reminds me of the Everybody Must Wear Sunscreen song. The song I use very loosely. It's like soft music while a guy gives you advice over it. Like, wear sunscreen is in the title. The aesthetics of this entire show are very Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Almost, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's just such a cheesy song that is so earnest in what it's trying to do. Like, it feel like as I was watching it this morning, my head went to like the level of hope in this is like Captain Planet level hope. Math can solve everything.
Yes.
And which is, it just makes it so silly compared to how dour the cases are and what's happening in these cases.
Right. It's all so grim and terrible, and it's a crime procedural from 2006, so everything is blue.
Right, yeah.
Everything is frigid and blue, even though they're in Los Angeles. Nothing looks like Los Angeles because it's simply too blue.
Yeah. And let me get the characters' names here, because I don't actually know their character's name. What's Professor Charlie Eppes is his name. Yeah, when he Can we talk? Are you telling me about his entrance? The way he enters the show. Go for it. This is all you. So we've been in normal crime procedural. Nobody's mentioned a number up until there was a hard cut to David Crumholtz wearing like goggles and a helmet in some little speed car, experimental speed car, like a go-kart. You know, it's shaped like a silver teardrop. It's just like a neat Formula aerodynamic point. Luge. Right, and he's just racing down the intense hills of California. Again, to this like sort of vocal. The music in the show is this sort of electronic, smooth listening, vocalized, like it's like a woman doing that over like where it's like not quite spa and not quite rave. It's something in between. That's all the music in this show. And he's racing downhill. You don't know what's happening. And he races past Peter MacNicol, and Peter MacNicol must address him by his full name. Why, if it isn't Professor Charles Edward Eppes? Great. It's so funny. It's such a funny scene because you don't know what's happening. Like there's people watching this race. A woman's calculating, crossing the street as he's going down in front of them. It's not like they're on the sidelines watching. This does not seem official. They're all in the street watching and cheering and waving flags. It just seems like this was a terrible experiment. Of like, did you not like put up safety cones to keep everyone back? Did you not like block the street off or something? No, But obviously you invited people there, because when he gets down at the bottom and open up, they're all like, yeah, you did it, woo! And like there's people like cleaning his car off and stuff
There's
like that.
There's no other cars. It's only that's the only car that's there.
Yeah, but it's so bizarre. And yeah, just the way this other professor is talking to him is just like, leave it to Beaver style. Like, well, if it isn't Professor Charles Epps, right?
It's Peter MacNicol, who's one of the greatest nerds of the screen to begin with. And he is doing this heightened, high-pitched nerd voice. Yes. And he's like, this is more important than helping me with a theorem. And then Charlie's like, but math is all around you.
I could be unlocking the cosmos.
And when I read that description, which is just from the Google sidebar, Charlie finds support in a colleague at the university where he teaches. It's not clear to me in this pilot what Peter MacNicol's role is, besides guy who works with Charlie and is like, Charlie, will you calm down for 2 minutes and help me out with something? Why are you such a genius scatterbrain, Charlie?
Yeah.
And like Charlie talks to him at one point, and then he has like the realization of, no, I was thinking of it all wrong. But that's not a thing Peter MacNicol deliberately did. I don't think he's not helping. He's helping by sheer coincidence.
Right. Yeah.
That was an odd thing to me, that we have this character and it's not quite clear how he's going to fit in on a week-to-week basis in the dramatic crime procedural part of it. Now, if this was a comedy where he had to keep trying to meet Peter MacNicol and something would happen and then he couldn't meet Peter MacNicol, I think that's great, but I don't think that's what's ultimately happening. And another odd thing is that this is neither, we've hired a weird new guy here at the FBI. It's experimental, but it might pay off. And it's also not the, I'm a civilian consultant, like Lucifer in Lucifer or Castle in Castle. Charlie's in it, but he's not officially, they don't talk about whether he's
brother.
Right, he's just a tag-along brother. He's not hired or very specifically said to be like, we're going to give you a special pass for this. He has no lanyard. He has no pass.
He just walks in.
He's just there. And most other crime shows make a big deal out of, you're officially part of the team, or you're officially part of the team only in this one weird minor capacity as a civilian consultant, and you can go to the crime scene, but like, don't touch anything.
Yeah. They're so loose about who they let in, but also at the scene when he's at home and has all the case files there for anyone to look at, he flips out like, what are you doing? Why are you looking at these? Why would you just look at these things that are just laying out here for everyone to look at?
And he's like, I only looked at a map. Don't worry.
Yeah.
There's a bit where he has to, they
great.
give him the coordinates of where a murder took place on the map, and David Krumholtz Sharpies the hell out of that map. He draws such a hard, dark little Sharpie dot on it. It's so much Sharpie work.
It's great. But yeah, so they, this particular case, they are trying to track down a serial rapist and murderer. And they have a number of these locations on the map, but they can't find the killer. And so the kind of mathematical theorem or idea or what have you that David Krumholtz's character comes up with is, well, instead of trying to find out where his next one is likely to be, instead it would be hard to predict that. There's too many variables. What if we treat it like a sprinkler where it's spraying out all of these like drops? We don't know where the drops will hit, but we can maybe track back that point of origin to a specific area, which is smart. That makes sense, right? And I think by the end of it, they realize, oh, the spot that we've been looking, that's not where the guy lives. That's just kind of where he works, or maybe where he used to live, right? There's some significance to him, but it's that's not necessarily where he's living. And so they find, like, what if there's more than one sprinkler? And so there's two points of origin. And
what if you lived and worked?
Yeah, right. Which, yeah, like, doesn't, I don't know, like, makes sense to a degree, but also I don't know. I'm not a mathematician, right? I don't know to what degree they really did the math on all of this, which is maybe the cardinal sin of this show. Did you show your work? Did you?
And how much? Like, how much work do we need to see?
Yeah, how do we really know that that's how the math works here? It's one of those things, like, I get the idea behind what they're going for and what they're doing, and it makes sense. I think they can predict it and do stuff like that, but there's almost not enough shown on screen to be like, all right, yeah, they solved it. They just all of a sudden have a second map with another hotspot. Like, he's probably there. It's like, all right, I guess. In Silver Lake. But yeah, they end up predicting it. They catch the guy. Case closed. I thought it was a decent case. I liked the use of him trying to come up with some predictive algorithm to locate him or stuff like that. I think stuff like that is actually neat.
Yeah. I like the premise. I agree. I have no idea how deep they actually go. It's probably just deep enough to satisfy, like, a 58-year-old accountant who just wants to, like, come home and mostly turn his brain off, but still appreciate numbers in a general sense.
Right, like when they do, cause they did a transition once or twice that I thought was strange, where the camera, like, the just gets smaller in one side and the rest of the screen is black, but they just start writing some, like, equation in. I have no idea what that equation is, if that is an equation that is relevant to the plot of what's happening, or if it's just some random mathematical numbers and symbols, right? Like, me watching that would never know.
Right.
So numbers on screen, right? That, like,
I know those are numbers. That's true.
They can kind of
that's 4.
Get away with that in the same way that some sci-fi shows are like, oh, we need to fix the flux capacitor and do this and that and do an Einstein-Rosen bridge, and it's like, oh yeah, science, that makes sense, cool,
science.
Yeah.
The dad. So we've got these two brothers, and we see them hanging out at their dad's house, and their dad does have a stunning, like, California craftsman home. I love that set. It's not clear to me what the dynamic between the two of them, between all three of them is. I mentioned Frasier earlier. Frasier has a very specific dynamic laid out in the first episode. Here's Frasier. He's this hoity-toity psychologist. His brother is also a hoity-toity psychologist. And their dad is a former, like, streetwise beat cop who just got shot, is recovering from an injury, needs live-in care, and so now Frasier has to live with him. And that's why Frasier and his brother and their dad are always together. They're like, well, we're like little nerds who will rival at each other, and also, like, we gotta look after our dad. I don't know what the dynamic is here. I'm like, do one or both of you still live with your dad? Does your dad actively need care? Was your dad a detective once? What does your dad do besides just feed a bird and be wise?
Yeah. I do like that moment that they're watching the baseball game, though, and he's like, I've seen this one before. It's a tape, right? I thought that was a great moment. But yeah, it's not quite clear exactly what the dynamics are. I think the brother that works at the FBI does not live there, because there's that scene where he's like, hey, can...
I'm never home.
Yeah, I'm never here. Can I take a shower at your place? Because I had to stay the night, right, at the office and stuff like that. He does not have his own clothes. He asked to borrow his dad's shirt there. So he does not live there. But it
And
seems like the
Charlie's-
younger brother does. And
Right.
takes
And
care
we
of
mentioned
Dad.
he's not quite 30 yet. He's younger than us, which is weird. I don't like that he's this like hot 28-year-old genius professor in his jeans and t-shirt. But I believe that he thinks about math too much to the point where he doesn't think about actual day-to-day life operations, and he needs to live at home with his dad. I don't trust that man on his own. He'd like put something on a hot plate and it would burn, light it on fire.
Yeah. I don't know. I liked what we saw. I even liked this scene when the algorithm or the equation did not work, and he's just like, but math is math. You can't change math like that. I got it right. And they're just like, no, maybe you didn't. Right? Go check it again. But when he's like starting to rethink on the chalkboard, and there's the woman who's also in the college. I don't know if she's a professor or not.
She is his like grad student. He's like her like thesis advisor. So that's why she's always around.
That's right. She seemingly maybe has a bit of a crush on him. He kind of has a crush on her or at least because of their proximity and how much they work together. Yes. There is a certain level of intimacy there, because when she like touches his arm to be like, hey, let's take a break, like let's calm down a little bit, like you don't need to get so into this, he like pushes her off and is like, no, I'm thinking, like leave me alone. And she's just like, ooh, okay, not gonna bother you, gonna leave the show for the rest of this episode. But like I like that stuff because it really it's not a like, and this is how much he truly cares about you know the people who are being hurt by these crimes, but he's just like, he's so into the math and the numbers of like, how could I get this wrong, like this makes no sense. And yeah, by the end I think he does have a realization that, oh, when I got this right, I helped people. Like over there's a survivor that would have died if I didn't get this right an hour later, right? So I think he's starting to have a a light bulb moment of like, oh, it's not just about the numbers, it's about people.
Yes.
So there you go. That's my thoughts.
I do like the little twist at the end that proves he was right about the formula. The guy they were looking for did live in the area Charlie said he lived in, but he moved out 3 weeks ago. So they were like just too late to catch him where they thought he was going to be. That was nice.
Good detail there, yeah. Mm-hmm. Any other kind of final thoughts you want to say on Numbers?
No, I liked it. I don't think I'd actively seek this out. It is also no longer streaming anywhere like it was last month when I picked it out. I had to pay $2 to buy the pilot episode.
I got it for 99 cents on Apple.
I use my Apple too much. I would rather pay the extra $1 to have it not crowd my life by being on a more obscure platform like Fandango at home. I don't want to be constantly reminded of all random TV episode I had to buy once.
Continue watching.
What an archaic way to do things. Buy an episode for $2.
Oh, man. Good Lord. Well, yeah, that was Numbers. For this next month, for October, the month of October, I tried to get something spooky.
I've got ideas. Do you want them?
Sure. Give me your ideas.
X-Files has a rad pilot. We could go all the way back to Kolchak, the Night Stalker, one of the shows that influenced X-Files.
My dad just mentioned that show to me as we were talking about Poker Face a couple weeks ago on the review show. Kolchak, the Night Stalker.
Supernatural is maybe not quite detective enough. Let's do Medium. Do you want to do Medium or Ghost Whisperer?
Medium. I don't know this one.
Medium. It's Patricia Arquette. She's a medium.
Okay. Yeah, I'm down for that. Can I get the November pick, Jen?
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
Medium.
Yeah, let's do that. Medium. Can we look up and see where this is?
Medium, the television program. Medium is a difficult word to Google on its own.
Numbers.
Medium. Medium is also from 2005. This lasted 7 seasons. Housewife and mother Alison Dubois uses her psychic visions about dead people and the violence surrounding them to work as a part-time consultant with the local district attorney's office. See, she has an actual official role. She's not just somebody's sister who they let into the office. Her husband, Joe, a science engineer, goes from being a skeptic to a bemused believer as Allison's gifts help solve crimes across the country.
Wow. This premiered just 20 days before the premiere of Numbers.
Wow. So we can do this. We can do Ghost Whisperer. We can find something a little older or a little newer.
I'm down with this. I like Patricia Arquette. I'd like to see her in this type of show.
We all do. And you can see her on Paramount Plus or the Roku channel.
Okay, cool. Yeah, let's do that. Do you want me to go ahead and say what I want to do for November then? So I think we have been avoiding Sherlock Holmes because we have covered Sherlock over on the review show, one of our other podcasts. So I was like, let's do a Sherlock Holmes related show. Let's do Elementary.
Okay.
So that's what we'll do for November.
For December, let's really take a weird swing because for a while this will be 3 straight months in the late 2000s, early 2010s network TV procedural. It's really the same. There are like 3 different vanillas from the grocery store ice cream freezer. It's like Blue Bunny,
right? Yeah.
Dryers. It's the same thing. Yeah. Sometimes has numbers, sometimes has psychic, sometimes has Lucy Lou.
Right, yeah. Yeah, we'll come up with something good for December to finish it all up. So yeah, good stuff indeed. Medium, that is what we will do for this next month, so go check that one out. But yeah, Melissa, where can the people find you on the interwebs?
You can email me at yourhostmelissa@gmail.com. Who was your favorite Oppenheimer guy? Because Krumholtz was one of mine. And what's funny is that when they talk about famous physicists in this episode, in the pilot episode of Numbers, they name Jack Quaid's character, coincidentally.
There you go. Indeed. Real quick, also thank you to all of our Patreon supporters.
Thanks
for
Big.
all of this. Cannot forget you guys. We love you a lot. If you are checking this show out on our free feed, we thank you as well. Just know that we release these episodes first and foremost on our Patreon feed at the $3 tier and above. And they remain exclusive there for 2 whole years. So you got 2 years of this show to catch up on if you are enjoying this on the free feed. So patreon.com/the Whatnauts is where you can support. And there you go. That's our plug for that stuff. But yeah, if you guys want to find me, I am at Yo Kyle Springer. And if you would like to stay up to date with all of the stuff that we do here at The Whatnauts, we are at thewhatnauts.com on Blue Sky. So please go like, share, and subscribe. You guys know the deal. With that, excuse me, if you're on YouTube, go check out more of our videos right over there. That would also help us out a bunch. But yeah, this has been number 44 of the Pilots Club. We will see you all next time. Bye.
Bye.